Hello, everyone. My name is Jesse, and thank you for joining us for our first round of our Speedy Beginner's Guide to Mambo Merge in 2024. This month, in office hours, Cynthia is going to be showcasing some of the new features included within our latest release that is currently available to download at the AppExchange. Today is Thursday, January 18th, and we thank you for joining, and thank you, Cynthia, for doing this. Take it away.
Hi, Jesse. Thank you. I'll go ahead and share now. And you should be now seeing my Salesforce. I'm on an opportunity page, and I already have Mambo Merge here. But today I want to be able to do a multiple merge, so I can do either a batch or a bulk, and I want to do it from my list view. So I want to be able to pull up my list view, select who I want, and then be able to merge. So how do I get Mambo Merge to do that for me? Well, let's go back to our single page where we have the Mambo Merge component. And I'm going to open up the studio where I can build my routine. Here you see all my routines that I already have. And I'm going to go ahead and copy one of these routines that already exists. So you are able to do a lot with your routines that you already have made. You can export them in case you want to save it before you decide to try something new, so you don't lose what you've already have and you know is working. Or you can clone it, which is what we're going to do here. So now I have this op checkbox and op checkbox copy. I'm going to go ahead and click on this. So we're in that copy that we made when we cloned it. And you can see it's set to a single record. I'm going to go ahead and set it to list view. So I've already saved some time by doing a copy of a routine already. And so this list view button label here is going to be the button's name and what it appears like on my list view. So to keep it simple, I'm going to go ahead and say Mambo Merge. So I know it's going to be using Mambo Merge and it'll let me know. There is this field right here. It's a little checkbox, and this is Merge on Load. This is if I didn't want my users to be able to choose which option they were going to choose for from the templates. They would just already select it and Mambo Merge would start generating right when they click the button from the list view. But we're going to leave that unchecked for now. And because I copied already, I have these relationships already set up. Just a reminder, you can always add more relationships by doing a lookup field, and you'd be able to choose what the field is that you wanted to get more details from. So if I wanted to get more from my account ID, I could go in here, get that fax number, get the account rating if I needed to, and it's available. So next page is going to show me the merge data. This is the great page where we build our template out. But because I've already copied this, I already have a template set up on the next page. So I don't have to worry too much, but I can go in here and make sure that the fax and the rating number are included. And there it is. So, and then here are those documents that were already selected. So when it copied it and I changed it to a list view from a single, it automatically chooses a batch, which is doing one document per record. I can stick with that, or if this was something maybe I wanted to print out and I didn't want to have 20 plus documents to print each time individually, I could go ahead and do this bulk merge, which is one record per page. And this would let me generate this quote, and everybody would have a quote on one page in a single document. I send it to the printer, no hassle. So we will go ahead and leave this as one document per record. And I do want to attach it to each record, but I can also choose these other options because we are doing so many documents at once. We can even throw them all into a library together. We could even put it into a zip file and put it into the library to save on space. Or we can even attach it to a particular record. Maybe I want to attach it to the account for all of the opportunities that I'm going to be pulling from one account maybe, or it's all limitless what we can specify. And then we also have download as a zip. And so that'll be a great option, but we'll keep it as attached to each record. My template is here, but if I wanted to check and see that, yes, this is the correct template I want to use, I can hit that preview. I can also, if I needed to, update the template from here too. So I would be able to add any quick changes if I decided, you know what, this isn't up to date what we want to have in here. So closing that, I'm back on this page, and then we have our generated file name. I can continue to have it say quote and the name of the actual opportunity up here. I can also end up changing this to convert to PDF. And then from there, we won't turn it to a PDF. We'll keep it a doc for now. Because as you can see, I have my invoice turning into a PDF. And we will keep all this details the same too also. So going to the next, you have a launch screen flow. I don't want to have that jump on with a whole bunch of other things. So what we will want to do is save the task and say that I generated the quote. And we'll put in progress, and let's say 10 days due date for when I want somebody to deal with that quote. Maybe go back, check in with the client, or move on to the invoice. So we'll go ahead and hit next. And then here you can see the routine ID is named op checkbox copy, but I don't want that. That doesn't really match what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to list view. And we'll put op for opportunity, quote, invoice. I could make it simpler because the description here will let me actually choose to put more information. So just to reiterate, list view of my ops, and it's going to do invoices and quotes, batch merge for both, and so that I know checkbox display choice. And yeah, we'll keep this as a checkbox. What the checkbox does is it allows us to choose both of these, and I can merge them at once. So that's a really great option there. And just so that I know what it looked, which component, which routine is attached to my component, I like to show the routine ID on the component just in gray, just for my own testing. So we'll go ahead and save. And we should now see where it is. There it is, list view ops quote invoice. Now, normally when we make a routine, we go to that page that we have the routine, where we have the component on, and add the routine using the edit page, taking us to the Lightning App Builder page. But because this is a list view, it did a good bit of the work for us. So if I go back to opportunities here, and we should see it check in. There it is, Mambo merge button. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up, let's see, we'll just do all. And now I can go in here and let's say I want to do all of these edge guys, edge communications. And I go ahead and I hit Mambo merge. It's going to pull them up. Takes a little bit of time for the flow to wake up. But once it does, Mambo merge will appear here and we'll be able to click on which template we want to use. So Mambo merge is coming in for us. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit quote. Little bar down there. Wasn't a lot of them. It was about 4 or 5, I think we selected. So that little bar was pretty quick moving. But usually if you have a lot more, that little bar will be a great helper in knowing where you are in the process so you don't end up leaving the page. And then we did have our toast pop up and say it was successful. So what I can do now is I can go back to my list view. And we'll go and find one of my opportunities that I generated a document for. And you see there's my quote. And then I put my generated quote here. So It's pretty simple to change an existing one. It's also even pretty simple to build one from scratch because you're just kind of following the same process. So I want to talk about one item that I did mention. We did go back to that component. So when we pull up our list view, there's that merge on load. Now this thing works really great when you select this merge on load and you have a checkbox display type set. So what that does is it's going to merge all of them. If I chose to have just a button, it'll merge the first one. But because I've chosen checkbox type for my display and I select this merge on load, and we'll go all the way through and we'll make sure we save. Nothing's changed here. Good. Probably would have helped to also put that I've checkbox merge on load, but I can go back and edit that and add it later. We'll go ahead and close, go back. We'll pull up all our opportunities and we'll do Burlington and all these little green points. And we'll go ahead and merge. And I didn't have to click anything. It was a one-click thing, already done, did its job. So what we can do now is go back. We'll click on that Burlington. And there it is, quote, generated quote. Looks like the invoice did not come through. Let me make sure that I am selecting the right guy. So we'll go back to all opportunity. Here's my first Burlington. Yep, it only did one. So that is something I've probably done wrong, but we will go ahead and check the studio. Go back to list view option. Confirm that we have merge on load. And invoice PDF. Perfect. And let's go ahead and add another save task. Invoice has arrived. And we will go back and we'll do these three guys. You know what? Now I know what I did. We only have one little bar here, still working, probably on the second template, and there it is. So I have to wait for that bar. I jumped the eager bit and saw the first toast and was good to go, and the bar was not complete. So now if we go back and we check our thing, there we are. We have our second quote and our invoice now, and you can see generated quote, invoice has arrived. So paying attention to the little bar will help you so you don't jump ahead and leave the page. And so then you're wondering, where's your second one, like I just did. But that's how you want to set up your list view now. It's so much easier, less of a hassle. You don't have to build the flow. You don't have to create the button. You just tell Mambo Merge what you want that button named as, and then you can go in, do the normal changing of details, putting in button, drop down, radio, thumbnail, or the checkbox. And then with checkbox, it does a little bit extra with that merge on load, letting us do more than one template all at once. And yeah, so I will return it back to you, Jesse, in case we have any questions on anything that we covered or any other details that might have come up.
Of course, and thank you for that walkthrough there, Cynthia. Very helpful. So yes, we're going to go and open up the floor here for some questions. So if any of you have any questions, feel free to ask them during this time here. Okay, we'll get a little bit, get some people encouragement here. I'll go ahead and throw something here on you to get the ball rolling. Um, this is pretty nice feature here. Is there any limitations to the particular amount of times that you can create this particular type of button within any of the list views? In terms of like if I want to have like three different buttons running for three different purposes, or maybe just have a button at that list view that I can actually generate and start generating documents without having to select some of those documents. For people that don't want to have to go into the records themselves to generate documents, so it can just have like that one button that has Mambo Merch running on the background once they click on it.
Yeah, so you can do a bit more. You can also customize this flow. So if you needed to have more than one routine attached to the flow, you could build out the flow yourself and link it to the routine, which we do have still those directions on how to build out the flow that it ends up using now that you don't have to build. But on that page, you would be able to add more than one component so that in case you had slightly different routines happening for different things related to what you wanted to select. Maybe you want three different types of routines available. Um, you want to be able to do your quote, but then you also want to be able to do something for your contact. You could have it in that flow. It's just like with your components on a single page. You can add as many as you like. And then it's similar with the list view. You can add as many buttons as you want to fill right here. Um, I wouldn't recommend too many, but if you have a reason for them all, there's no stopping you.
Okay, thank you for that. Any other questions? Okay. Well, thank you very much for that, Cynthia. We do want to thank everyone for joining. And if you do think of questions 10 minutes after this call, as it happens, feel free to send them our way. Our next office hours webinar is scheduled for sometime in February. So follow us on social media or email us to add you to the list. We thank you, Cynthia, for running us through this and answering questions. And we do thank you, folks, for attending and asking questions if you don't feel comfortable on the call or thereafter. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.